All right, there we go. We got a recording this time. So good morning, Thursday, November 18th. I'm going to start doing morning shows, if you want to call them that, which is just me sipping my coffee and going through stuff. But it's something you should be able to listen to. This is going on YouTube. In many days, it'll be the only thing that goes on YouTube. And it will eventually have a podcast equivalent. So I very strongly want to have the morning show be a podcast that you can listen to every day. And I don't have that set up yet, but I will. So what's the morning show? 8 a.m. daily. And I'm going to do my own personal Agile stand-up, which just means, what did you do? What are you going to do? Do you have any blockers? At a personal level, as well as some of the stuff I'm doing for work, but it's just kind of doubles as the same sort of thing that I have to do at work anyway, which is one of the reasons it's good for me to do it. And it's going to include, schedule review and planning. So I'm going to go through the actual calendar and update it in any way that I know. Maybe give you a heads up about the things that are coming soon that you might want to take a look at. I'll summarize any Zettelkasten editions that have happened in the last day, and that should keep the volume down rather than doing it once a week. We were doing it once a week before, it was a little bit too much. And I will be trying to identify any VOD highlights, thinking back, is there anything in my VODs that needs to be highlighted like this morning? I won't necessarily do that on stream, but I for this video, but I do need to identify where the highlights are going to be coming from so you can see any new videos that will be coming from the VODs. So jumping right into it, what did I do yesterday? Well, the first thing I did is when I wasn't co-working, I was doing a lot of work yesterday that I couldn't stream in the morning, meetings and such. And but then when we did stream, we did hit a bad cell tower and discovered that the best way to avoid IRL streaming problems is just to buy a new tower. So as you know, I'm going to be returning all of my GoPro equipment. Everything is going back except for my gimbal and my phone. That's it. And probably my chest harness, because you can attach it to my chest harness. So if you're following my IRL kit in any way and you want to keep track of it, just know that. That means that I will not be streaming. I did find a new thing on Streamelements, which I think is better than Larix. I actually tried Larix Broadcaster yesterday. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. It burned my phone up, and I had to set all the settings and go back, and I couldn't see any of the chat on the screen. So I decided against. Against. People think I'm crazy. Larix Broadcaster. I actually really love Streamelements. I think they've really nailed it. And people laugh at me from the IRL community. They're all techie because I don't like Larix, and I don't care. Streamelements does what I need. It shows me the chat. It covers the bases, and it allows me to preview an area to see. I can actually start streaming to see what kind of kilobits rate I can get before I start broadcasting, and then I can decide if that's a place I want to do any broadcasting at all. We finished our first Helm plugin. That is in. You can go look at that. That is. I guess I could put that in the related section. I don't want to get into the habit of doing related sections and stuff. You can just go back and watch it. I'm not going to do that. I won't do this stand-up if I put too much detail in it. So if you want to go see it, just go watch the VOD from yesterday. This is a GitHub repo. You can go look at my GitHub if you want to see the latest. You can see what got just added yesterday. There's a Helm plugin in there. We did a hello, a hi. We found some bugs with Helm, and a lot of stuff. We found some bugs with Helm in the YAML, not the YAML. There's this thing that creates the table output. It's crappy. It's a crappy dependency, but in the process, we got talking about it last night with a bunch of people, and I decided after consulting with lots and lots of other people that we're only going to use OPA Gatekeeper for our validation, which means that we won't have to maintain. You like the morning podcast idea? Okay, we'll be using yeah. So the OPA Gatekeeper, which is a fundamental part of managing the security and policy of your cluster and Kubernetes, is already work to maintain by adding a validate plugin to Helm to sort of proactively allow people to check whether their stuff is even going to pass those policies is a good idea, but it's at the end of the day, it seems like it's unnecessary extra work because you already have to, and it's really be really easy for them to get out of sync. So I've decided not to recommend to my team that we do the validate plugin. However, learning how to do a plugin is still really relevant. We can do it for all kinds of other things. We can do it for, mirroring images from the internet. We can do it for, inspecting images or, and doing other things that are needed. So I still plan on using Helm plugins, and I'm really glad we got a sample of those done. Even though in the process we discovered how broken Helm is even more, the internal code, we blew it up at least twice with no pointer exceptions, just using basic configuration changes. And the interaction with the team is just not something I want to do anymore, for reasons I won't get into. I don't want to go there, but it just needs to be replaced. So a bunch of us got all fired up, and we made Apparate, which is Taniwa's name, which will be a Helm replacement. We hope by KubeCon 2022. And we started Kelmet as well. That was another approach to it possibly, but Apparate's probably going to be the one we're going to use the name. And it's just 100% Helm replacement, refactored code base, and removing some of its quirks and potentially adding some additional things like NAML and stuff like that. So Helm just needs to be thrown away. The code base is absolutely horrible, and there's just too much bad. And we counted this. There's something like 47,000 lines of code in Helm, most of which are independent dependencies, vendor dependencies, and there's like 22,000 lines of actual code in Helm. That's not too much. That's probably, a couple of weeks of work once we get into it. So that seems like a reasonable goal, and we're going to do that. What am I going to do today? Just looking at the schedule. So I plan, let me just see here. I'm going to be we're done with the plugin, so I'm going to be creating a Helm chart for, I changed the name, changed KRAP to KRAM, because it's more appropriate. Creating a Helm chart for sample KRAM apps. So that means I have a bunch of apps. I have a bunch of apps that I have to look over and audit, and I need to take a couple of them and put them into a Helm chart. A couple job. I need to do two things. So we need to do, for sample KRAM apps, I need to do one like a Helm chart, and then I just do no Helm chart. So we have two types of apps at this point in our environment, those that have a Helm chart and those that don't. And I need to do that. And we're going to put those into GitHub and play around with it. And I'll make my first Helm chart from scratch, hopefully today. I need to learn how to do that anyway. So, and then I need to have a conversation with my team about, do we want to force all of our cron jobs to be there, or do we want to just leave them as code scripts? And there's pretty varied and wide opinions on this in the community. So that's what's up with that. I don't have any blockers other than not knowing about it. Let's see, what else though on that? I'm going to be doing, actually today is a run. So at 12:45 I'll be running. That's assuming the time sticks. So creating Helm chart or sample apps. This should start by 10:30-ish. I'm going to try to put the times on here from the schedule, but there's no guarantees. If times hold, it'll be 12:45. Please check the schedule, because that's when, that's where things get written out. I do need to check my work schedule really quick. Give me 1 second. Again, this is live, so a lot of this stuff I have to look up. That's the point. I want to make sure I'm not missing a meeting. I think we have an Elasticsearch meeting. Was that yesterday? I don't know. Let me go check here. Calendar. Let's see. Oh, we have. No, we had the. Wait, what? Oh, I have a meeting today at 2:30. If I can figure out how to do that, it's like a 30-minute call. Elasticsearch, yeah, we have a weekly Elasticsearch meeting. But that was yesterday. We're not. That's not today. It's a tool for metrics and logging and all that stuff. Have you been using it? Nice. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's all in Java. So, mm, yeah, I don't see it there. The elk stack? Are you using elk stack? Nice. Pretty standard, right? It's like one of the things in Kubernetes that you have to learn that you may or may not have heard about. There's like you have to learn Kubernetes, right? And then you have to learn all of the rest. You got to learn Istio and elk and Calico and Harbor and everything. There's so much to learn here. Yeah, SNMP streams. Yes, 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 yes. Yep, that's what we're doing too. Yeah, we'll have to exchange notes, Diego, because we're trying to upgrade it, and get it installed properly. Yeah, if you want to go over this again, there's no proprietary secrets here. Everybody's using it. It's like talking to people about setting up Nginx. There's no company secret there. So this is one of those places where we can really help each other. Oh, you don't do it. Yeah, you're just doing the metrics and the management of it. So you're actually you use it as you're coming at it from a user perspective. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I actually am going to be installing Elasticsearch at some point, just not now. I probably should escalate that. So I'm going to try this Helm chart thing, but the next priority is going to be getting Elasticsearch installed. But just the user is fine. We need user perspective on this stuff because we need to. So 12:45. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to try to maintain these times so that people can come if they want. When I go for a run, we just talk and stuff. When I'm not sucking down air, and I'm going to do it in a place that's got good Wi-Fi, so don't worry. I scared everybody away yesterday because the Wi-Fi was so bad. And then depending, we'll be doing more work during the day. I think the Helm chart is the main thing. And I'm just going to be, I'm going to say not just one heart. I'm going to be creating Helm charts for sample apps. I'm going to be deciding the format for non-Helm KRAM apps. How about this? The directory organization. I already kind of have this. We're still going back to the KRAM stuff. KRAM stands for Kubernetes Real Applications Methodology. It's a way of doing. It's my word to cover the contract you have with the rest of the team about the minimum things you need to document and know how to do for any application that makes it into your environment so that you can index it. So I need to revisit KRAM. That's probably the first thing I need to do. I already renamed it and everything, but we need to specifically talk about the manifest. The manifest is the way that you keep track of all your apps and can sort of iterate through them and stuff. And do I have any? So I don't have any particular blockers right now. So I'm just going to leave that off. And that is it. I will be co-working according to the schedule. I'm going to try to co-work from 2 to 4 today, and from 9 to 11. Pretty consistently, I've been doing Kubernetes co-learning, so those are the times you can go look for. So yeah, that's the schedule. The other things coming up. So schedule-wise, there's no yoga today. I'm going to try to do that next week. Actually, the week after next, after Thanksgiving, probably was that the first week in December or so. I'm going to start doing yoga in the morning, and this room should be cleaned up, and the studio all organized. That's not anywhere near there yet. So things keep in mind. There's going to be a full moon, so I want to put this down here. So there's like a lunar eclipse, and full moon on Friday, 19th. I want to tell people about that if they want to go check it out. There is going to be, I should say, let's see, review of yesterday's news. Review of a news review. If we have time, we're going to do a quick news review. I don't want to go over half an hour though. So for this little thing. So I'm going to do yoga. That'll be the first time. Okay. So, other schedule items. So Saturday, the entire day is going to be IRL Art. Art streams, all day Saturday. So if you want to get your art on, that sounded weird, but if you we're going to at the McCall Center. So I don't know how to spell McCall Center, but I'm going to be streaming from an opening downtown in Charlotte, and there won't be any other content that day. I mean, I think we're probably going to start around 12 or 1 o'clock. Yeah. So, yeah, get your art on. Yeah, I'll put that in there. And this is some amazing stuff. I already covered it last time, but there wasn't anybody in the center because it was just a sort of an open studio, so it was kind of intimate and there was not that many people there. But this time, this is the official McCall Center opening, so there's going to be tons of people there, and it should be very visually interesting. And there'll probably be a lot of people filming and taking stuff. I'm not going to be walking around Charlotte at all. I'm probably going to be just filming the festival. And potentially setting up some interviews with some artists and stuff like that. So that's actually a big part of the stream that's going to happen now. I do want to add other elements to the stream, sort of in that sense, and cover some of my wife's art and such. So that's coming. Sunday is community service. So on Sunday, I'll be streaming, picking trash up and talking, and they're doing a whole big community service thing down by where they're going to be painting the mural. My wife's going to be painting a mural, Doris's mural. So she's painting a big community mural. They've already got it all specced out. They've been pressure washing. I do have a little bit of news to report. So that's the schedule. Let's put this all as schedule stuff. Schedule. Yep. I'm getting carried away, I know. I did have some news. So my wife got rear-ended by an 18-wheeler yesterday. This actually happened, and I don't have the pictures posted yet, but our car is still barely working. She's really lucky because it was on the on-ramp. And I talked about this a little bit last night, but I just want to let people know this was a pretty amazing, scary thing. We're just really happy that she's alive. She didn't hurt her neck or anything. Seriously, the 18-wheeler the semi just barely clipped her and did it while it was basically crawling on the on ramp. If it had been anything else, she would be gone. So we talked a little bit on the VOD last night about mortality and things like that. So, give the people you love a big hug, because you just don't know. I mean, it scared the shit out of me. So much so that I didn't really know how to respond because I was kind of freaked out, actually. So, and our wonderful Subaru is all fucked up now in the back. It didn't make it undrivable. In fact, the it still closes and everything. But we're gonna have to have it get replaced, and we're gonna be doing that insurance thing. So now we're that those people that are driving their car around, in the apartment complex who's got their car all fucked up, which is not fun. But yeah, so it's That's the thing. That's the biggest news in my life over the last 24 hours. What else? Nothing really besides that. There wasn't a lot of news. I'm just gonna. Does that all? I'm gonna do the Zettelkasten review. So, I did. Oh, I gotta delete those. So, delete that one. I made a little. I made a utility that I just have to type morning and it does this, so it just starts my thing. So I wrote some Zettelkastens. I was kind of mad. I ran across somebody yesterday who is clearly making money off of what I've been writing. They're obviously organizing their content based on what I'm doing every day and what I'm producing and the ideas I'm giving them. But I'm not going to say who. Don't ask. And I was a little bit frustrated, so I wrote that. Daily news and coffee uploads on YouTube. That's my decision to do that yesterday, but I didn't have the structure around it. I was kind of upset about the Rust community lately again. It's kind of been coming up again. And so I summarized all the stuff that makes me not like the Rust community. If you want to watch that, you can go watch that. Most people know all the stuff that's in that, but I just put it all in one place so I have it to refer to. So when people say, why don't you like Rust? I can say, go read this, because I'm sick and tired of repeating it. And that's full of examples. I discovered that Linus does tech, or Linux tech tips. There was a huge bit of drama on the stream here. I won't get into it, but Linus, we were there for Linus's massive failure when he deleted his operating system trying to install Steam, which is covered in many blogs now and actually officially on Linux Gaming website. If you want to read about that, you can go read it here. It's actually Pop OS's fault that happened. I mean, Linus did something really stupid. He wrote out the words, "Yes, I don't care about deleting all of my system," and he did it anyway, which was really stupid. And then he and his community proceeded to attack the Linux community for being so Linuxy, including saying things like, "Hey, if you're using a terminal in 2022, you must be really stupid or old," things like that. And that proceeded to create a lot of drama because I responded by writing a Zettelkasten, which is no longer there, and his live stream decided to host my live stream while I was slamming them. And that became a big problem. Oh yeah, the DDR RAM 4. That's a good piece of news. Let's put that in there. Thank you for that, 10x. Yeah, if anybody else has any news, please bring it up. So that's the drama. If you want to read about it, I don't want to break it down. But based on that, I've been having a lot of problems lately with Pop OS. Minor inconveniences that are adding up, and honestly, I'm going back. The Pop OS team decided to hack the apt tool and change its behavior, and just the decision to do that makes me want to leave Pop OS because that's stupid. So I'm going back to Mint. So after I get this room organized, you'll see me going back to my beloved Linux Mint Cinnamon. You can read about that if you want, and then there's the news for today. All right, so back to where we were. This stuff you can read if you want. I'm not going to go over it now, but that's the highlights. Yes, there was a huge DDR RAM 4 security flaw. And I'm going to let you go read about it. Again, you know how to Google, right? I'm not going to put links in here. I just have to tell you what happened. I did read about some of that thing, but it's a pretty big one. So you might want to understand that. If you have any really serious security flaws that come up that you know of, please let us know. We can put them here. Let people know. Thank you, 10x programmer / whoever you are. Can I use your name now? I know who your name is. I give him a hard time all the time because he actually calls himself 10x programmer. Who does that? A 10x programmer, I guess. I don't know. That's what he says. So Frank is fine. Okay. Yeah, Frank had his stuff written up as well. So If you're in the chat, you can come in and ask him about it. He had his stuff written up in Electronics magazine. Yeah, he's coding embedded electronics with Rust, and we have Rust fights all the time. So that's pretty much it for the day. I'm gonna call it a day. It's just we should be under 30 minutes. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments to YouTube. I don't read comments, so if you would like to be, if you have a question or something like that, you can go ahead and bring it forward. There's really no AMA time anymore officially, so the best time to do AMA stuff would be during the walk and talks. So when I go running or walking or something like that, or beginner day, which is Sunday. So any time on, but it's not Sunday this time because it got hijacked by the community event. But we may still have a beginner time that night. So please watch the schedule. And when I say schedule, what I mean is make sure you check the Google Calendar that is linked from rwxrob.tv there on Twitch. The scheduling system for Twitch is abysmally bad, and so we don't use it. We use the Google Calendar. Plus, you can share that in other ways. Anyway, so I hope you have a great day. I'm gonna call it for now, and I'm gonna end this video. I'll still be here, of course, programming away and doing different things. But I'm gonna take a quick break right here after this video, and then I'll be back. So tell your friends about it. If anybody is a podcast pro who has some suggestions on how to do podcasts quickly from the YouTube videos, to just make them from the YouTube video and just have kind of a pipeline. I'd prefer to do that if we can figure out how to do that. But I don't know of any ways to do that yet. So I'll be doing that research, and you can let me know. Thanks and bye.